So I wanted to talk about something that creatives go through as it pertains to depression. Most of us go through this really tight-knit relationship with depression, even thoughts of suicide, because of this thing. So, real quick, my name is Vertical Jones. I'm a recording artist, music producer, songwriter, blah, 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 blah. I'm a creative. And for the past 20 something years, I've been battling depression, and I'm healing from it. And as I'm coming out of it, I want to share just some of the things that I learned as it pertains to this. So, one thing I learned recently was that I had triggers. You know what a trigger is? Alright, I'll tell you. A trigger is something that you see, or you hear, or that you indulge in, right? That alters your emotional state, right? You can go from being in a great mood to falling apart emotionally. You can go from being even keel, which is not too high, not too low, just I'm cool, I'm alright, whatever, to wanting to kill yourself. What is it about us creative people that we're so sensitive? Why? For one, I remember Kanye saying something about his bipolar disorder being a superpower, right? Not to align myself with Kanye or anything like that, but I want you to understand what. Just walk with me for a second. So for me, I'm what's called the Heyoka, which is I'm an empath, right? I'm a really intense empath, which means I can feel other people's pain, right? So what happens is with creative people, we are so sensitive, right? Because we're creators, and it's almost like alchemy, like weaving lead into gold. It's like everything around us, we use it as a vice, as a means, as ingredients to our creations. Even when we don't know it, the tears. When the tears flow, the best poems come out, right? When the anger comes, some of the best beats, some of the best rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Some of the best paintings come when you're feeling alone and everybody deserted you. That song comes when you grab that guitar and when you have tears rolling down your face, hitting the guitar strings. It's just something about being in an extreme emotional state that, to be honest with, if you want to be honest, we're addicted to it. We're addicted to extreme emotional states. So, we're going to talk about triggers. For me, one of my main triggers was social media. Why? I would go on Instagram, for example. That was the number one. That was the main one. And I'd be scrolling, right? Which is you got your phone, and you got Instagram open, and you just looking at other people's pictures, looking at other people's life. In your mind, you think that this image represents the totality and the summation of this person's life at this point. These pictures of these people on vacations and this happy relationship and this money and this, it could be an old picture. Most times it's not the case. Most times people have to put on to take these pictures. Ladies, sometimes how long it's going to take to get that right picture, whether it's making sure the makeup is right, making sure the lighting is right, making sure your angle, making sure you're arching this, whatever. It's actually an art to taking a selfie, or an art to making an image, most times a false representation of who you really are or what's really going on. But as the observer, as an empath, as a Heyoka, as a creative person, right? It's like I look at this stuff and I'm like, and what's the most dangerous word as it pertains to creative people and the gateway to depression? Is one word. You ready for the word? Put in the comments if you know what this word is. Comparison. We just can't stop doing this. It's just we always do it. We will always do it. There's nothing that will stop us from doing it. We compare ourselves to somebody else, our music, our art, where we are in our life, the way we look, our bodies, our mental state, our mates, our family members, our kids, our car, our food. We compare everything, and at that moment when we feel like somebody has an up on us, we start to second guess ourselves. We go from being really like excited, like, yo, just beat, oh my God. And then you see like Swiss Beats or Timbaland or, whoever is, Hit Boy or somebody, and they're like in this big studio and they're sitting there with Nas, and you're just like, man, that'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? And then you go from being inspired to being depressed because you're looking at what they're doing and you're comparing it to what you're doing. A minute ago, you was excited because you was in the moment. You was locked into your own world. I call it the bubble theory, right? You're just so locked into what you're doing. You're so excited, and that energy will cause other people to be excited about it and join and become a citizen of your world, right? That comparison, I remember Preston Smiles was talking about comparison and how it's the thief of joy. At that moment when you compare yourself to anything or anybody else, you start to lose that creative power. And you start to go to that dark place. I've had instances where I was in an amazing mood, inspired, and I would scroll and I would see somebody that was seemingly more successful than me. And it would literally break me emotionally. I would just fall apart. Why me? I work so hard. You know how good I am. Everybody loves my music. Why am I not there? Another word that I want you guys to, one of the cures or one of the solutions to this thing. So we have comparison, which is the gateway to depression, and the bridge the other way out of it is gratitude. We hear it all the time. What do I mean? I look at my son, right? He's about to be 5. His name is Alexander Aurelius, right? It's my son. He's my best friend. I love him so much, right? As I begin to heal, right, I would just look at him and I would just be so grateful that he was there, and I would begin to be okay. Joy will begin to like overtake me, and I would begin to smile and just like, wow. He's not doing anything. He's just there, and I'm just like, wow, man. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? So now I posted something the other day, and it was like, I posted a picture of me. It was today. It was a picture of me and my son. We was watching TV, and he was in his tablet, and the caption said, "I'm rich." I'm starting to understand that the little things are the big things, and the big things don't matter as much, right? Think about somebody that's a billionaire, right? Think about how many billionaires have committed suicide, right? How many people with 6-figure, 7-figure jobs have killed themselves because they're miserable. And I have never heard on the news that a whole group of homeless people killed themselves. They have literally next to nothing. And on the other extreme, these people have everything, seemingly to have everything. Why is it that the people that have everything that you think you want are miserable, and the people with nothing are grateful to just get a couple dollars to get high, or to get a sandwich, or to be able to go to a gas station and take a bath, or, you know, get something to drink, or get a couple dollars to have a beer, right? They understand what it is to get through the day. And if I can get high, or get a beer, or get something to eat, or get somewhere to stay for the night, it's a good day. It's a different perspective, right? So it's comparison. It's like you're looking at what somebody else has and you think that's what you want. But we haven't even really stopped and asked ourselves, what do we want? What makes us happy, right? Most times, it's not that deep. Most times we don't need the mansion, the car, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like? Forget what they have. What do you actually like? Most times it's something really simple. Most times it's something that's attainable, right? So in the realms of art and creativity, it's like that comparison, man. Sometimes you gotta just shut everybody out. When I say everybody, I mean like you have to shut social media down. You have to focus on what it is that you're doing and create that world with that excitement and that passion. And then it's your job to get it out to the world so that whoever resonates with it will resonate with it. But that scrolling and that comparing somebody else's numbers, somebody else's Spotify numbers, like a year ago, 2 years ago, I was like so locked in on Spotify. I really don't care at this point. I'm really just focused on building my brand and giving the information and the gems that I've learned that can help somebody else. Like this thing, man, there's people that have killed themselves because they was comparing themselves to somebody else and just went and took a whole bunch of pills and never woke up. They didn't understand the simple things, right? Something as simple as a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know. But to me, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, or, you know, you going to work and you get that bagel with that coffee in the morning, that can start off a good day, right? I just wanted to share this thing about triggers, man, because I'm telling you, I've been at my job, right? Because I still work, right? So I would literally have to go to another part of the hospital where nobody else is at so I can cry, so I can break down because I'm looking at somebody else's career and not realizing how blessed I am and how many people I inspire and how many people love the music that I do, thank God. I'm comparing, and the fact that I have 2 amazing children, and I have both of my parents, and I have both of my brothers are living, and I have friends that I can call on the phone or we can talk, man. You know what I'm saying? I went to 2 funerals this week, man. So you start to understand that you kind of got to be like that homeless guy, you know, like that homeless lady. If I can just I have a good day, right? Just the minimum. Most times, it's the little things. You know what I mean? I hope that was a help. I don't know how everybody else does it, but I know how dangerous this thing is. I've survived suicide attempts. I have tried to commit suicide because of comparison, because of triggers. Because looking at social media and comparing somebody else's numbers, how many followers they got, how many likes they got, listen to their song, comparing their song to mine, saying mine is better, but they got the likes. Why do they got the likes? Why do they got this many YouTube subscribers? At the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, how important is that? My name is Vertical Jones. we're gonna go on a series talking about these things that affect us in terms of our mental health. Because I'm telling you, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. Listen to the rappers that have the most. Listen to the type of things that they say. You want to be where they are at, and in so many words, they want to be where you're at. All right, just think about that. So here's my advice to you, right? The triggers are not gonna go away. Social media is gonna bother you, right? For the fellas, looking at Instagram models, beautiful women that are exposed, the curves. Come on, bro. Like, that is a trigger that will take you. Now, it's not always a trigger for depression, but it may be a trigger for distraction, right? So that may cause you to see something, right? And then next thing you know, you watching porn and you're supposed to be making music or doing something else. It could be a trigger for that. So when you realize that the trigger is being activated, you got to shut down. So what I do, I'm on social media. As soon as I feel it, I cut it off. Oh, no, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I log off. I erase it off my phone. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I start feeling funny. As soon as I start feeling weird, I cut it off. I take Facebook off my phone for a couple days. I take Instagram off my phone. The other day, I was looking at all of the YouTubers, and I'm trying to figure out how to do YouTube. Because, I don't know. And I started looking at people's subscribers. I'm like, man, I got like 18 subscribers. And I started to feel it. I said, you know what? Fuck it. It don't matter what they do. Just do it. Figure it out on the way. Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness, right? So I apologize for how long this is, but check this out. For the one person that learns what to do with triggers and that trigger doesn't break them, this whole thing is worth it. Because I know what it did for me. I know when there's a trigger, when there's an argument, like if there's certain topics that you can't talk to people about because it will cause an argument, and that argument will cause you to feel some kind of way. So you got to avoid that. Because you have to protect your mental health, and you also have to protect your energy because you are a creative and what you have is important. You have to use all of that energy to make that art that you make. That's so important to you. All right? I think I'm gonna watch a movie, man, because like I was sitting here and I just was like, I want to make some music, but I just felt like I didn't feel it. So I'm like, let's do something else. Let's talk about something that matters a little more than how good I rap or how unique my voice is or whatever. Triggers, man. Triggers. When you start feeling weird, run. You hear me? Because your life does depend on it.